So Caitlin Clark, she declared for the WNBA draft that's coming up. Indiana Fever have the first pick. Thanks for the gifts, man. We appreciate it. I guess my first thought is it just the right move for her? You know, somebody over on TikTok already says she's going to take a pay cut, and yeah, I think she is. Not I think I know she is. Cut out the endorsement stuff, all that. She's taking a pay cut. However, the main thing is, what is it the right move? Like, is she? I mean, because if she comes back, if she has a COVID year, she could come back and put this record so far out of reach that nobody would ever touch it again. Because I'm banking on there not being another pandemic where we're going to have something like that where somebody gets extra year. So that would be the first thing. She could put the record so far out of reach that would never be touched again. Heck, she may be doing that now, you know, although Juju out of USC has something to say about that. However, I just think she wants to prove herself. So is that the right move? Is the right move for her saying, you know what? No, I'm done with college. I've proven everything that I could possibly prove in college. She's been the player of the year. She's probably going to be the player of the year again this year. I don't think Iowa's good enough to win a national title, but they might be. I mean, they were in the national title game last year. So does it make sense to come back? My initial thought is no. So my initial thought is no. My man Richard Ramos says no one cares. Yeah, Richard, I think you're wrong on that one, my man. We respect your opinion, but everybody cares. She's the face of college football, if not the most recognizable face in college athletics today. So while you disregard her because she's a woman, my man, yeah, people care. People care. But the bottom line is, I think she's probably done with college. I think she's probably over it. Everybody loves college and we love it when we're in it. But at some point, it's good to move on. So it's good to move on. I just think that her thing is, I want to prove myself against the best players in the world. Because a lot of people got a lot of stuff to say about her. And sometimes she's going to be done with that. Somebody pointed out Indiana will love her. Yes, they will. Yes, they will. Indiana is basketball crazy. And her going to the Indiana Fever, they're going to love her. Now, here's the thing. We say she's going to take a pay cut. Yeah, probably, but she'll be able to make a lot of money off the court, especially being in Indiana. A lot of money. So, my man Pat Cockrell says, happy Friday, Goon Squad. Absolutely. Absolutely. And then here's a good thing over here on my man Zach. Why are so many people intimidated by a strong woman? Well, I'm not even going to go so far and say a strong woman because we don't know that she's a strong woman. I would just say, why are people so intimidated by this woman that plays basketball? Like, if you don't like her, don't watch. And people don't watch the WNBA, so let's not kid ourselves. Way more people watch women's college basketball than they do the WNBA. It's not even comparable. So if you don't like it, just don't watch. But don't say people don't care because they absolutely care. They care. My man David Gonzalez over on YouTube. Good comment here. She's selling high. She's at her peak WNBA value-wise. What's the point in putting a woman's college record even further out of reach? Some people like to do that. She also may enjoy college, which apparently she doesn't because she's ready to go. And I don't think it's necessarily at her WNBA value. I think it's at her highest market value. She's never going to be as marketable as she is right now. Never going to be that. Even if she goes and dominates in the WNBA, she's not going to be as more marketable than what she is currently right now. And if they go on another run into the national title game, she's going to be in the top 5 of most popular players in the country. I mean, am I wrong about that? Let me take a step back. She'll definitely be the most popular female athlete in the country. Now, will she be more popular than NBA guys or NFL guys? Probably not. So maybe I overstepped. But I don't think it's overstepping saying she'd be the most popular female athlete. I don't think so. I don't think so at all. And my man Steve, he said she'd be popular for about 10 minutes. The most popular. Yeah. I mean, it kind of is what it is. Like I said, there's no question she's the face of college basketball right now. No question, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You think college basketball, you think Caitlin Clark right now. And to me, I think that's a good thing. I think that's a good thing. So, man, Darren Howard on YouTube said she got to be taking some money under the table from the WNBA to bring her star to the league. Yeah, I think so too. Because the amount of money, I mean, they're saying she makes $3 million right now. She's not getting anywhere close to $3 million. However, here's the thing. That $3 million is coming from NIL money. If she goes to the professional rank, she'll start getting a salary, which I'm assuming she's going to get top of the line salary, which is like $220,000. And endorsements, which is technically what NIL money is from endorsements. Well, how much will she get? I mean, she's going to be in every commercial that the WNBA has, which is probably going to piss off a lot of WNBA players. They're going to be mad about that. But then she's going to be in, I mean, she's already in a State Farm commercial with Jimmy Butler. I can only imagine it's just going to keep going. So I like it. And good for her. So then we got crazy people. Caitlin Clark's only popular because she's white. So there's never been any black popular women's basketball players? Is that what you're saying? I mean, look, I respect everybody's opinion, and I was told I'm too harsh. And I believe it. I've been too harsh. But when you say stupid stuff like that, I'm going to call you out. Stop being stupid. Just stop being stupid. Okay? Lord have mercy. We can't even have a civilized conversation without somebody being stupid. I just, it is what it is, people. It is what it is. So, anyway, I love the fact that Caitlin Clark is going pro. I like it. I like that she's popular. She's got an edge to her that she's a little whiny. You know, if you watch a game, she whines a lot. She whines to the refs. She does all of that stuff. But don't we love NBA players that whine to the refs? I mean, she does those things. So he does those things. So it's crazy. It's crazy. I think Caitlin Clark is I don't think she's going to just come right into the WNBA and dominate. Do you guys? Because if anybody ever pays attention, and by the numbers, most people don't pay attention, including myself. I'm talking all this stuff. I don't watch WNBA basketball. I don't do that. But by the numbers, we don't watch. But do you think she's just going to come in and dominate? I don't think so. I don't think so. So, my man Steve-O said Larry Bird did the same thing. Whine. Absolutely. And Larry Bird is my favorite player of all time, and he whined to the refs. LeBron whines to the refs. Michael Jordan, everybody says he didn't whine. That's a lie. Michael Jordan whined to the refs. Tim Duncan whined to the refs. Everybody whines to the refs. So that is the thing. But I like her. I think she's great. I think what she's going to do, and maybe the WNBA will become more popular because of that. Bringing her to the WNBA, maybe more people will tune in. I got to think it's going to get a little bit of a bump. I got to believe it's going to get somewhat of a bump. So, We'll see what happens. Man, David Gonzalez says the NBA subsidizes the WNBA, right? Yes, they do. So they really like the league to stop losing money or at least lose less. So I think the NBA is sweetening the pot to get her to join the WNBA. Well, of course, same difference. I mean, let's just call it what it is. The NBA runs the WNBA. Let's just call it what it is. The NBA is the parent company of the WNBA. That's not a knock on women. So before people start saying, oh, you don't like women, blah, if I fund a business, I mean, there's not a partnership there if you lose money and you need me to fund it. There's difference. And they might have a partnership, but the NBA is running the WNBA. That's what's happening. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It is what it is. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with Caitlin Clark. I think her going to the WNBA, is absolutely the right move. And I think it's going to end up enhancing the WNBA in a way that it can benefit the league. So Indiana should move all their home games to Iowa. Why would they do that? Have you been to a basketball game in Indiana, Shelby? Unless you have, then just go do that first, and then we can talk about whether they should move a game to Iowa. Let's just go to any basketball game in Indiana, and then, oh, man, I guarantee you will say something different. There's no better anything for basketball anywhere in this country than Indiana. The fan support, it's religion in Indiana. So it's just religion. Just religion. My man Pat Cockrell, I don't watch WNBA. I'd go to a game in person if the opportunity arose, but I'm not seeking it out on TV. And I think that might change a little for some. For some. Because there's a lot of people that don't want the WNBA to succeed, which is odd and weird. Because me personally, I don't care. I want to see it succeed. But am I going to go out of my way to watch it? No. And I know that seems a little contradictory. Hey, Brian, if you want it to succeed, why don't you watch it? It's not exciting to me. That's why. I think women's college basketball is way more exciting, and it appeals to me more than the WNBA. It just does. But I'm the same way with college basketball. I would rather watch a college basketball game than an NBA game until the playoffs get here. And once the playoffs get here, that's something different. So, what is going on, Bill? What's happening? I got to get somebody out of here, people. I apologize. We got some racist guy in here, and we're not going to continue to have him over here on TikTok bothering people. Sorry about that. All right. For those wondering about basketball in Indiana, says my man Austin, take a look at the top 10 biggest high school basketball gyms in the country. See how many are in Indiana. 9. I can answer that question for you. 9. And I played in 3 of them. That's all. Indiana basketball is just different, man. It's just different. And look, I'm never a guy that's going to toot my own horn about what I did 30 years ago, because how does that help me today? But I played basketball, and I was pretty good in Indiana. Pretty good. So I played in some of those gyms. Crazy. A town like Seymour, Indiana. Now, nobody's heard of Seymour, Indiana. Why do they have a high school gym that seats 8,700 people? Newcastle, Indiana. Just think about that. Newcastle, Indiana. Nobody's heard of that. Biggest high school gym in the world. It's Indiana, man. It's Indiana basketball. Caitlin Clark's going into that. They're going to love her there. They are going to love her there.